Welcome back. This one is going to be a good one. So before I start, I'm having phone issues there. So you can see I'm on 7% battery health. My phone wasn't charging properly, so I kept checking, and you cannot enter Alliance War without your battery actually being charged. So this is the reason why I kept scrolling down, up and down. There's nothing exciting about this match, but I'm going to tell you why this war was a must-win. Because even before we started, apparently the alliance we're going against, Stara, they're actually a good alliance. Pretty good, pretty solid. Oh, Colossus is kicking butt there. Anyways, they're pretty solid. But they're not only solid as an alliance, but they're solid with their chirping, which is basically what they were doing. I like to see that 32k heavy there. So they were just talking, chirping, basically things that what every alliance does, right? So it's not nice to start chirping before the alliance war actually starts. Well, or during it, especially if you just have a simple lead, because at this point when I started to move, we were down 7 deaths. 7, not 4, not 5, but 7. And you wouldn't believe that one guy died 7 times. Now I'm exaggerating a little bit. He didn't die that much. No one cares about how many times he died. All they care about is that I missed that dex right there. But he was having a bad war, and that's a guy that's usually clutch. Now you know what clutch means. You know when it's time to go, and you're going and you're going and you're going. That's the guy you could call on. Anyways, he was having a bad war, so we were down 7, and all we could do is continue playing and try to do the best we can. So my pass is path 5. So I decided to bring Colossus and Omega. I have no idea. Oh, I brought Omega because of the synergy. And look at this hair. Wow. I got stunned on a resist while performing a heavy. Now, that's just irritating. But anyways, Kabam knows how to screw people, so I'm used to it. I bend over for them a million times with their crappy offers. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. So this alliance war was actually very important. We're sitting at platinum 1, rank 7. So hopefully this win could actually push us up to, like, I like to say the safe zone is between 1, 2, and 3 until Kabam starts docking alliances, and that way you have a chance of being in Masters. My battle group, I could count on one hand about 3 players that's probably been in a Masters position. So it's kind of tight because the guys are fairly new to playing at this level, but that's fine. Everybody live and learn. So I'm actually hoping that they could actually taste what it's like to be in Masters. Whether they get it or not, they're actually satisfied with their performance, because this season has been quite good. We had a bit of mix-up here, there and here, but you know what? You live and you learn. So my next fight here, you're going to see Quick going against Mr. Fantastic on kinetic transference. And the reason I use Quick, well, there isn't a reason that I use her. I do not expect to get hit like Lags did, or Lags thought he was going to get hit. Who even thinks about getting hit? But anyways, I'm pushing Mr. Fantastic to his SP2 because that's very easy to evade, and plus I do not have to worry about his SP1 unblockable. So he's not surreying it, but he's going to surrey it now. So my plan is here to evade it and go back to quaking him. But the problem with that is he's almost at another bar of power, which means when I do stun him, which is around now, because my damage is actually being distributed through that stun, I pushed him to another SP2, and I'm like, why am I pushing him to an SP2 when it's kinetic transference? So I'm just going to play it safe right now and try not to get hit. But the problem is, every time that I go to Quaking, he's almost at a bar of power, which is fine as long as I don't keep using parry. Now I'm looking for a safe zone. So the safe zone is not there, actually, not against the wall. It's against the wall when he doesn't have a full bar of power, like now. So that's a safe zone for me. So now, basically, when Quake has 10 aftershocks, I'm just going to parry him, which is about now. And then my damage will kick in. Then I'll just play the fight as normal. So when you use Quake, there's not only quaking and trying to dex from the opponent, you could actually hit them. Now, I never knew that until recently. So obviously, as you've seen, I'm quaking and I'm giving them shit, which is actually pretty good. But anyways, back to what I was saying. Now, we're down here, and my battle group, we play slow. We try to give everyone assigned paths, and Stara did something very good. They made section 1 covers proof, which is actually pretty good. Not a lot of alliances does that, because their boss was a Killmonger. Now, with Killmonger at boss, you do not want to have covers with any charges, basically. So I played it safe with them as well. So what I did was I did not assign any paths for covers. Although there was a Iron Man Infinity War on Hazard Shift, it just didn't make sense to risk it. So in all fairness, there was areas in which we could have used covers, but we do not take any chances here in the alliance, especially in battle group 2, because we like to play everything safe, especially because some of the guys, like I've mentioned earlier, are basically new to this level. So anyways, I'm going against Clairvoyant here, and look at what happens. My phone, as you know from the starting, the battery was low, but I'm using the iPhone X, and my iPhone X overheats, especially when it's on the charger. It heats up. So as you can see now, I'm not going to slow it down. I'm not going to slow it down, but you could watch how my phone starts to move very slow. Like, I cannot do anything. So what I do now is I have to stop it, because I'm recording as well. This does not help the fact that the phone is actually moving very slow. Like, it's just hard to use, because this is not even I did not even slow it down. But if you could watch from the replay, I usually get that problem with my iPhone X when it overheats. I don't know if you guys have that same problem with the X. When it's on the charger, it overheats. I never meant to let go of that heavy. There's no point in doing so. And there again, the heavy just let go. So basically, when that happens, usually I just have to basically stop playing, because at 8% there, it does not make sense to risk it. Black Widow is almost down, so I'm just going to end this fight and charge my phone for the rest of the night. So my fights were done, and I woke up in the morning, and this is what I'm looking at. Stara died 21 times. Like, who the hell blows such a lead? They died 21 times, and we had 17. So right now we're thinking, oh, well, they're almost done. There's no way that we could give them any more deaths. Now, my battle group is almost at, let's say, my battle group is almost at 50%. So basically, all we have to do now is not die. Now, I did leave my phone to charge, so I have a full bar of battery life. Now, I'm excited, but I'm really not excited for this, because we at 123 and we have a long way to go. So I was a bit nervous there, because like I said, the guys they're awake now and everybody's ready to move. So we can't die. So that's the plan. Do not die. So I went back in. My guys cleared lane 5 and 6 for me, so I basically had to take care of the Havoc, and we like to move as a team. So when I take care of the Havoc, so we only boost once, and when you boost, you have to use your boost. So I only use the Alliance War boost about twice for every Alliance War now. Usually I used to use my units, and then I'm like, maybe I should just spend the units in the store and get the boost. So basically, that's what I do now. And that saves me a lot on my units. So my fight here is Havoc. Now, I did not want to risk sending a Colossus here because anybody could take that fight. But if you're using somebody like Colossus, basically you fight in this match basically on the edge because Havoc will be unblockable for the majority of the fight. Now, nobody likes to go in and get screwed just because they were not prepared. So I like to take this fight so nobody has to, especially if I know I can get hit. Now, like I explained to you earlier, I recently found out that you could actually use Quick and hit them. That's amazing. I did not know that because all I knew how to do was evade and dex. So as you can see right now, I'm going ham. I'm like, man, this is fun. This is like a good plan. Like, why didn't anybody tell me you could use Quick like that? So as you can see, I'm just baiting out his heavies, which is a good thing to do. I could counter them, but no point in doing that. I could just attack him like this and look like a superstar. Man, Quick is a beast. Anyways, I'm going to bait out that SP2 and go back to Quaking until I could actually fight him again. Oh, you know what? No point waiting. I could just go in. Man, Quake is good. But anyways, this Havoc was a piece of cake. Maybe I should have just stayed Quaking because I'm getting a little overhand and excited here. Imagine getting beat up by a chick. Yeah, that's why she's one of my favorite characters in the game. If you could look at my logo, you'll see Quake and Captain America, which is like the best champs in my opinion in the game. Especially at the rate Kabam is moving, you cannot go wrong there. Those are the best two. So anyways, Notch will take care of that long shot, and then we will move on. So I've said this a million times. Why the hell do you guys place a non-stubborn champ on Boss Island basically, and place a champ like Annihilus, which we fight constantly in Alliance Quest? It makes no sense. But anyways, thanks to Notch for taking out long shot. I mean, he has an R3 human torch. So basically, if he died there, that would have been so embarrassing. I mean, he's clutch though. His human torch does so much damage throughout Alliance War. Like, I constantly send him on paths where there's a doom. Just because he hasn't died yet using Human Torch, which is actually pretty good. I can't say the same for a lot of other guys, but Notch is one of the clutch guys that we could count on. He's also going to take Thing, who is on Polka Dot with his Human Torch. So Thing, a Human Torch, Thing was an R3, Human Torch was an R3. So that's not really an easy fight, but it's a doable fight, and he soloed the hell out of that fight, which is very impressive. Anyways, moving on. Annihilus versus Quake. Quake versus Annihilus. Anyways, if you're looking at this and you're part of an alliance and they place Annihilus there, all you have to do is tell them to look at this video and listen to what I'm saying. Do not place Annihilus there. It makes no sense. Quake could take him out. Doom could take him out. It just makes no sense. Anyways, moving on. So my boys are going to take out the rest of the path. We're going to have a death on Killmonger boss because I really thought this guy had a R3 a R3, what's her name, Captain Marvel movie, but turns out he only had a 5-star. So he tried with his 5-star because he said he could do it. So you know, when somebody said they could do something, you just let them do it so they could prove you wrong. Well, I gave him the opportunity, so he's in there right now. He's gonna take care of Killmonger, because if you keep your fingers crossed, man, this guy is a legend. So right now my battle group is sitting at 1 death and they're almost done, and they will end with 5. Now this is actually pretty good for a alliance that hasn't been in Masters before. So playing at this level is actually good for battle group 2. A little boost in confidence. So Right now, we had 36, and we have a few more to go because 7, 8, and 9 is waiting for us to clear boss. And our R5 rank 5-star Captain Marvel didn't do shit. But anyways, thanks to Nipunk for taking out Killmonger with Warlock. Yes, I said it. He took out Killmonger with Warlock, which is actually pretty good. It was a solid matchup. Then we got to watch. So right now, this is the score for the alliance. So right now, then we got to watch my battle group walk through 7, 8, and 9 like bosses. Now, don't ask me why my battery is on 10% when I said it was charging all night. But anyways, that's not the point. The point is the alliance moved as a group, as a team, which is actually pretty good, which is what a lot of alliance should be doing right now, especially if they're playing at this level, which is good. Play slow, nice. Now we have 2 extra deaths here. I should not tell you where those came from because that's kind of like, yeah, not the point. So we have 7, 8, 9 without the boss just walking through their defense, which is actually pretty good because they don't have to do anything. And on path 7 there is Killmonger. No, it's Cog, and Dream is actually going to take out Cog with his ghost. Now I heard a rumor that Dream isn't really good with ghosts. Like, he is terrible with ghosts. Like, he is absolute a noob with ghosts. But this is the second war that he actually used ghosts and just butt rape Cog, which is actually pretty good. Now, for somebody to do that with ghosts, I don't think or would consider them a noob. So whoever made that statement was probably mistaken. But anyways, Dream took out Killmonger, and this is how we ended our alliance war. So my battle group had 3 deaths. The opponents had 5, which is not bad. It's actually pretty solid. Oh, my battle group had 4 versus 5, which is actually not bad, especially for the guys who actually played in this battle group. Now this is actually interesting because Stara basically wanted to know what our diversity was. Now, which alliance at this level, now they've been in Masters for a long time, which Masters been in this level and do not check diversity on their own? I have no idea. But apparently this is the first message that actually came in from them after they lost, basically. Now, if you're asking about diversity at this point in time during the alliance war and do not know where your alliance stands in diversity, then you're doing something wrong. It's not quite often a Masters alliance will ask, oh, what is your diversity? I mean, come on, you had to check that from the start. Now we're running full diversity, and we know that for a fact because there's no point going into alliance war with 149 or 148, because you doing that, basically you putting yourself at a disadvantage. You have to win by a certain amount. While you putting yourself at a disadvantage, the other alliance is actually sitting comfortably, knowing that they could actually give up 1 or 2 deaths because you made some shitty error. Anyways, this was the conversation because the guys basically had a field day with them and they blew a lead. It's not like the other alliance we faced that blew a big lead, but Stara was actually in the lead and it just didn't go their way. So the guys are basically talking to them about the trash talking that they were doing. Basically, like, you guys should understand that all the chat groups basically have a member from every single alliance. So when you want to talk something bad about alliance, make sure you could keep your word or walk over them like you say you would do, or else you would just look like dummies, especially if you lose and don't even know what the alliance diversity was. And it's just, and the first thing you could ask is what's diversity after the alliance war ended. So anyways, hope you guys learned something from this. Do not trash talk and do not use a 5-star Captain Marvel against Killmonger. Shout out to Alt. Ooh, ooh.